Hi, I'm Megan Edwards, Head of Membership Services at Austmine, and I'm delighted to be here at Austmine 2019 in Brisbane with Angus Melbourne, Chief Commercial and Technology Officer at Orica. Orica are our platinum sponsor for this year's Austmine conference. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. The convergence of today's digital and autonomous technologies is allowing miners to think differently, mine differently, and operate far more efficiently, but most importantly, remove people from harm's way. Orica has a vision for transforming the way drill and blast through digital and autonomous technologies can deliver value for customers. Now, Orica's been investing for a long time, over 140 years of innovation experience in improving blasting, including through the down cycle, and that positions us very well today to deliver on those promises of digital and automated technologies. Now, we think about it in really three pillars. The first is in advanced blasting systems, where we leverage and build on that experience and capability in our blasting systems. The second is in digitally enabled better blasting, and this is using the convergence of digital technologies, particularly AI, machine learning, edge computing, to be able to digitise workflows in what to date has been a largely manual exercise. And then building on that capability to then deliver insights to inputs and outputs around blasting to do better and more precise blasting. And then finally, we think about autonomous blasting. So once you've digitised the blasting operations, then moving to more autonomous technologies to get people out of harm's way, to find ore where you couldn't previously go, is the way of the future. And we're really proud at Orica to be leading advances in digital and automated blasting. Well, our industry is being reimagined, and digitally integrated workflows in the mining space is going to change the way we all work. Now, some have said the industry is a technology laggard, but in fact there's been a lot of progress made to date that we should celebrate, and there's a huge opportunity before us to lead further industrial innovation. Now, with blasting specifically, we know that poorly executed blasting can impact up to 80% of the downstream costs in a mine. And today those processes are largely manual and often uninformed. We think using sensors and measurements to understand the geology and the resource before blasting, bringing that information to do better blast designs, and then executing more effectively with digital workflows on the bench. And then most importantly, measuring and quantifying the outcomes of blasting means that we can do much better in optimising our blast outcomes. Now, as far as automation goes, automating blasting processes which are largely manual today is difficult. There's lots of wires and there's much intricacies and complexities involved in the blast. And we think wireless initiation systems, completely wireless, meaning no wires, greatly enhances the opportunity to automate blasting processes. And last year, Orica introduced WebGen, the industry's first wireless initiation system, and we've now done more than 130 blasts around the world across 4 industry segments. And the technology is beginning to pick up momentum, and we believe this will be a game changer for the industry. Well, in the future, integrated information flows across the mining value stream will make a significant change to how miners operate today. Much of the operations are compartmentalised, and little information and insights flow between the segments in the value chain, which makes for a manual and non-optimised process. Often the insights needed to optimise workflows in mining are needed in real time, and the delays mean that we can't mine better, and in the case of blasting, blast better, if we're not able to leverage insights. So the connectivity on the mine site will allow measurements, to be obtained in real time, processed in real time, and more importantly, quantify some of the impacts that are happening in the value stream. Now, many people know Orica as a blasting company and our focus on technology development in the blasting space, in explosives and initiation systems. But in fact, Orica has spent significant resources investing in digital technologies. And we do this through four investment theses. The first is around understanding the resource. So investing in technologies that can better understand the geological, the geochemistry and the geomechanical information in the resource. And the second is then leveraging that information and taking it to better blast designs. Orica's pioneered over many years highly sophisticated blast models, but they're only as good as the geological information that they're matched to. The third thesis is digitising on-bench operations. What is largely a manual process today, in the future we'll digitise workflows for quality control and to ensure that we can semi-automate and finally automate the delivery of explosives and explosive systems on the bench. And finally, and most importantly, measuring what goes on post-blast. So monitoring and measurements with IoT devices that provide us accurate and real-time information which allow us to optimise the next blast and the next blast and the next blast. Orica is the leading supplier of blasting solutions to the civil space. We've been in the blasting business for 140 years and we've been responsible for most of the advances in civil blasting technologies, some of which are bulk ammonia nitrate, the use of emulsions, the development of electronic blasting systems, and of course the latest, our cutting edge wireless technologies. As an industry leader, we need to lead, and I think innovation is in our DNA. And one important element of being a pioneer and an industry leader, and an element that's often overlooked when talking about technology, particularly in a narrative around an AI-driven and automated world, is that people make technology happen. And Orica has pioneering people and a spirit of innovation that has delivered much of those innovations over the last 60 years. Now, in terms of the challenges, I think as an industry, miners and METS players and the communities where we work need to work together to a higher level of collaboration. The industry has been traditionally siloed. There's been a posture of supplier and customer which often gets in the way of free and open innovation. The innovations of the future will require the sharing of data, the integration of systems to allow those insights to flow across mining systems. And I think this is one of the challenges the industry needs to undertake. We need to renew our brand as a forward-thinking, innovative and sustainable industry if we're going to attract the next generation of innovators. And I think part of that innovation adoption is also taking more risk to introduce technology. The industry is well known for wanting to be first to be second and to de-risk much of the innovation. And the clock speeds of today's innovation and technology are too fast for that approach. And so we need the industry to embrace and take more risk around adopting and applying new technologies and innovations.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me, Angus. I think some excellent points there. And once again, thank you for your support of Austmine 2019. Hope you enjoy the rest of your time over the next 2 days.
Oh, you're very welcome, and thank you for having me.